Welcome to Makers International, a podcast of makers from 3 countries, 2 continents, and featuring 5 guys separated only by the same language. Here's your host, Richard Morley.
Hello. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, good times, whatever time it is, and wherever you're listening. Slightly different intro this evening because I lost track of myself. Joined with me, as always, Mr. Chris Cute.
How you doing?
Mr. Joe Whitaker.
You're right, Sam, yeah.
And Jamie Page. How you doing, Jamie?
Hello, I'm good.
Fantastic. So we literally have no idea what we're going to be talking about this evening. So I guess we're going to be relying heavily on our audience, which we kind of heavily rely on every week, but more so this week. This week's shout-outs and thank yous very quickly go to, from last week's episode, Harnell Media, Alan Scannell, Pam at Highland Boxes, Soph from Make It Soph, Jake Thompson, Andrew McQuillan, and Handmade Extreme. Also, just very quickly, because I've got them, or some of them, kind of on my notes on the iPad in the live chat, we've got Stark Raving Lunatic. Probably we've got more than one, in fact. Harnell Media, not just Sawdust, the Red Smith, Wayne the Wood Turner, Dave the Wood Barber, Tom Spillane. It is going too fast for me to keep up. So we love it when people get in touch over on our social medias, when they're chatting in the chat live and all the rest of it. Good stuff. Don't forget you can listen and get in contact with us via SoundCloud and all the rest of it as well. Today's podcast is brought to you in part by Yorkshire Grit, the Wood Turners Abrasive Paste, our good friend Chad over at Mancrafting, who's still giving away one of his awesome Mancrafting mugs. And, drum roll please, not literally, metaphorically, we also have a new sponsor joined us, and that is Pam over at Highland Boxes. Jamie, do you want to just very quickly explain to me, if not anyone else, what the deal is with Pam's sponsorship?
Pam's a sponsor now.
Excellent, thanks very much. Don't forget
thank you, Jamie. Wow, okay. Basically, what's happening is Pam has kindly donated a couple of pen blanks every 3 months to give away. Hello.
How you doing?
Oh my life, I'm scared.
Is this live?
This is live.
Hey,
It's Alan.
I thought we were just hanging out. We're live.
We are live. Yes, we are live.
We are live.
That's awesome. No, I couldn't let you guys go without a Canadian for a week. No way. It's not gonna happen on my watch.
9 months is fine, but 1 week can't be doing that.
Oh my God, Tampa Boy's here too.
Oh,
Everyone's jumping in.
Was it?
Your podcast has been hijacked.
Where was I?
I've no idea.
Pam has kindly donated a couple of pen blanks every 3 months, and we'll be giving that away alongside the Yorkshire Grit giveaway. So thanks to Pam, Glyn, and of course Chad every month for his Mancrafting mug.
Awesome. Don't forget, you can find out more about our sponsors over on our website, makersinternationalpodcast.com/sponsors. Right, I've completely lost the plot now because we've got Alan and where did we get?
Alan.
We've been looking for you for months now. My friend, it's good to see you. How are you, buddy?
I'm great. Thank you. It feels great to be here.
Awesome. And Steve, all the way from Ireland. Thank you, Steve, for joining us. Appreciate it.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you for inviting me.
Believe me, it won't. I was told to just send you the link. It wasn't a choice.
All right. Cheers, JP. I love you too.
I didn't realise we got a better offer. So, but cheers for it anyway.
Timing was good.
Actually, Steve, I'm the one who suggested. I said that we ought to get Steve on just for giggles and see what happens. And we invite you on, and lo and behold, the lost child of the podcast shows up. We invite the leprechaun and we get the gold pot. It's really awesome. Thanks. Excuse my French there, guys. Just a little bit of an edit there.
Stupid Canadians.
Yeah. You invite me, you're getting an R-rated show.
It's already started.
Do you remember how this works, then?
I don't remember anything. And when did Chris quit smoking?
It's been several months, Alan. I quit smoking a while back.
Good for you.
And it was several months after you went with us.
It was.
It's been a while. It's been a minute.
I quit smoking about a month before Makers Central.
Oh, that is a ways back.
Yeah, and it was because I remember how plane flights used to really, get to me when I was a smoker, because I would have to sit there and just kind of, chew gum and find, crazy stuff to do. And I just said, I can't do that. So I just hung it up.
You just hide in the bathroom.
No, you don't. You
ever been ejected from a plane? I have.
Then here's
they
your parachute.
You,
here's your parachute. You must leave now. Goodbye.
There's no landing. They just eject you.
Well, I'll tell you what, speaking of Maker Central, because, it seems like we can't get away from this because everybody's so excited about it. Our random listener question this week it's a quick one. We can blow through it real fast if you folks would like. It's from Alan Scannell or Scannell. I hope I didn't butcher that too bad, Alan. His question this week is, where is everyone staying for Makers Central next year? Anybody want to answer this for him? Because, Richard, I know you're actually staying off of site, and by off site, I mean there has already been an established place that people are planning on staying, but there are other people that are staying in different locations. So, where are you guys staying for Maker Central next year? Is there a central place that has kind of universally been said, we're going to stay here?
Well, I'll be probably saying at the Hilton again, same place last time. Just makes sense.
That's the Hilton Metropole, because there's two Hiltons
right,
in the Birmingham area. So the one that most people are staying at is the one called the Hilton Metropole. It's right by the it's right by the NEC, correct?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, yep.
So there you go. That's the answer to your question. If you're looking to book a hotel, and actually you should probably do that now too, before they realize there's an event going on and jack up the price on you. If you want to go ahead and book your room now, you might save a few pound by doing so.
Red Smith's actually been really specific. He's actually said room 3421 at the Hilton. You want to make sure there's no one actually in that room before you book it.
That's an invitation.
That's my room.
Yeah. So someone's just said in the chat, Dave Woodbarber, he's asking, isn't that £130 a night? I don't know. We didn't stay there this year, and we won't be staying there next year, purely because we're going to take the Dandy again and basically get our use out of that. But actually, when you think about it, you've now got, it's May next year, it's July now. That's 9 months to kind of prep for that.
Well, I can tell you what it cost me. I booked it for the Friday night, the Saturday night, and also the Sunday night. So it was 3 nights at the hotel. I'll be checking out Monday morning. 3 nights at the hotel ran me about £470 altogether. So if you're looking at prices, you want to divide 470 by 3, go right ahead. That's what I paid. And I did that by joining Hilton Honors and things of that nature. So I did save a little bit of money. I don't know. Everybody has their own in with their own travel agent, so the prices may vary, but if that gives you a little bit of a guideline as to what it's going to cost, there you go.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the live chat here, and some people have quoted. There's numbers all over the place, but for anything from 130 a night, 194 for 2 nights, and then last year when I checked out, my bill was 750 quid. Wow, that's a lot of money. But I think you could probably budget less than 750 quid for, even if you do stay at the Hilton. But don't forget, there's other hotels there as well. There's quite a few hotels on the NEC campus.
Because you don't actually have to. You don't actually have to stay at the Hilton, but I think the party, because the Hilton has such a good sized bar. I think most people kind of gather in the Hilton bar. It doesn't mean you couldn't still do that. You can walk onto the property and party with the rest of us if that's what you want to do, and then stay somewhere else.
It's got a good sized bar, but it doesn't help when Steve's the only one drinking all of the Guinness.
I don't know how much help he's got.
Heath Knuckles was helping me, in all fairness.
And trust me, there were some late nights in the bar with Steve and Heath. I don't mind telling you. And
early mornings, you mean?
It's rare that I am not the last one in the bar, but Steve and Heath, they outdid me last year. So yeah, it was great.
Just on the room as well. What you've got to be careful is, I know a lot of people at Maker Central and at UKIS, they were using a debit card rather than a credit card. And what happens is when you use your debit card, they take a holding fee from your account, and you don't get that back for between up to 5 and 10 working days after you've stayed.
Okay.
So that bill where someone said it was 750, that could have been twice the fee, and then they got half of that back again, if you know what I mean. So you've got to be really careful. I know with a credit card, it goes straight back onto your credit card again. But if it's a debit card, you could be waiting a long time for that money to come back.
Oh, gotcha.
And also, don't forget, I think Maker Central are probably doing a discount. So go through Maker Central webpage and book your hotel. Because I think you get a 15% discount. Well, you did last year anyway.
Well, I just had a look on the hotels.com app, because if you sign up with hotels.com and you do stay in hotels quite regular, when you get 10 nights, they give you a free night. If you don't go a lot, obviously it's not worth it. But the 3 nights of a Maker Central, Friday, Saturday and Sunday night, checking out on Monday, is £444. That's for 2 people staying in a double room. But you'd like, Steve was just saying about the debit cards. I had that issue. I'm with HSBC, so I don't know if it's the same with everybody. I saw like that twice the amount of money had gone out my account, and I panicked. I thought they've charged me twice. So I rung up HSBC, and it just goes out of your available balance. But the money is still there if other bills come out. I know that's HSBC, but it just keep that in mind as well. So it's like technically it hasn't gone, but can be an issue.
It's kind of an insurance policy for the hotel. That was what it sounds like. All right,
Yeah.
cool, awesome. So we're not at a shortage about things to talk about. So obviously, I thought we were going to kind of struggle through this show, but Alan, where the hell have you been, and how are you, my friend? What's going on with you?
I'm doing great. I was just thinking, Joe was telling me he wants to have a big party. Why don't you just turn his house into a big crash pad for everybody and just have everybody stay there? He's pretty close by, isn't he?
I can't be dealing with that.
Yeah.
Somebody was like,
You have Chris there to help you. You'll be okay.
We tried
that last year.
That's basically Joe saying you're not invited. Sorry.
I'll stay in a hotel and everybody else can stay there.
You should have seen the bar roof in the Hilton after them not stayed there. I ain't having them in my house.
Yeah, there'd be stickers all over the roof of your house. Your parents have stickers all over my stickers all over their face.
I still can't believe guys did that. Whatever. And for those of you who don't know, who weren't there last year, and I wasn't there for this event. I have to admit, this was one of my earlier evenings. I don't know, was that a Saturday night or a Sunday? One of the two. There became a chat. There became a challenge between the people that were who could get their sticker the highest in the room. And so the ceiling became plastered with people's Maker stickers, and then somebody decided to take the staircase up to the friggin' roof. It's like, actually, come to think of it, the Hilton may not actually want us back again. After that, I don't know.
Al's Hat Shack won with my assistance. We managed to get a JP sticker actually inside the roof. We pushed the ceiling tiles back and we got one inside. And then I think we went even higher. We climbed up on a couple of chairs. He stood on my shoulders, and we got even higher further down in the hotel. So we won that challenge.
Yeah, with my sticker again.
Hey, the next morning, I'm sure the manager of the hotel showed up and said, "All right, who was on duty last night, and why did this happen and you not notice?"
No, myself and Heath got quite friendly with the barman, funny enough, and we were talking to him. Very nice guy, and we said, do you mind about the stickers? And he said, well, to be honest with you, it's the most amount of fun we've had here for a long time. He said, so carry on.
Those makers are a rowdy bunch.
Yeah, and I blamed Heath anyway. So.
Yeah,
All right, so Alan, back to you. What have you been doing? How are you, and what's going on with you? And
I'm good. I've been keeping busy working and taking care of kids, and nothing's really changed, to be honest with you. But I did end up with a free weekend, and lucky to our friend Jamie here, who what does he text me about 80 times a day? Talked me into coming on just one time.
Yeah. Hence why he's not a scroll saw hater anymore.
I still have a scroll saw. You see, I moved rooms. I'm in my basement now.
Okay, well, all right. Alan, it was nice having you on. I want you to. Oh no, I'm just.
I was hoping I could be a guest just one time. I've been asking for weeks.
Did you move to the basement, or were you banished to the basement?
A little both. I set up a nice, cool little man cave. It doesn't show on this little camera, but I like it down here. Cool. It's nice and cool.
So if you cool, it's Canada, and you're like 4 meters of snow.
He's in an igloo.
Canada is beyond hot in the summer and beyond cold in the winter. It's brutal hot here. It's actually nice today, but we were at like 35 degrees every day, like too hot to even work.
Richard, okay. The short bus is obviously taking control once again. You may want to reel it back in.
Are you trying to say something, Richard?
I was, and then I can't bother now. I'll just leave it for Joe to do the edit. So have you moved your workshop into the basement, or have you just put a like a little man cave down there? And
Yeah, it's just a little man cave. The shop's still out there.
Also, are you doing much out there, or
no?
Not so much.
It's a long story that we haven't got time to go into today, though.
But it's still a workshop. That's the main thing.
There is still a workshop there, yes.
Awesome. That's good to hear, because even if it's scroll saw.
Yeah, there's about half as many tools as there used to be in it, but there's still plenty of tools to play with, though.
And you've got plenty of space there. It's even
yes, the space is doubled. Yeah. You can imagine Chris having about double the space he has now.
He would need a bus then.
Jeez, that's a football
I could park a bus.
And a gas station.
Yeah.
We might as well make it. We might as well make it a train stop as well. I mean, come on, guys. I mean,
let's just be stupid, Chris.
Just imagine like the little monorail train from Simpsons.
Yeah, okay. Let's be honest. My workshop. If you're in the UK, if you can picture King's Cross, that is actually small compared to my shop. Okay, there you go. So
he doesn't have a swear jar in his shop. He has a pulse station.
I'm always laughing on the inside during this because my shop is the exact same size.
Alan has the exact same size shop as I do. And what's even funnier is that Richard has bigger shops, plural, than all of us.
Many shops.
Than all of us. So
his shops across the country.
But for some reason, I gather all of the affection, and I love you for it. So, do me a favor.
Absolutely. Never let the truth get in the way of a good story. That's what
Exactly.
Chris, my mind is made up. Do not try and confuse matters with the facts.
Yeah, please. I dismiss your facts and replace them with my own. Thank you.
Just looking at what everyone's chatting about in the chat, and it's impossible to keep track.
Are they by any chance talking about my awesome hat that Kat made me?
Yes, that is an awesome hat. Do you want to tell everyone that's listening about your hat and what the dealio is with that?
Yeah,
Jamie, easy wood tools, so
and not that hat.
Oh, Jamie, beforehand, we just want to let people know what hat you now have that Heath Knuckles is envious of.
My Heath Knuckles style hat. Right. Basically, what happened is obviously Kat from Hippie Noodle, Richard's better half,
much better
half, does a lot of work with yarn. And she dyes her own yarn. She knits her own yarn. I don't know if she makes it because a sheep kind of grows it. But anyway, that's besides the point. So yeah, she dyes her own yarn and various multiples of colours and all that sort of stuff. Well, I went to UKIS and the House of Resin stand was there, and they had various bottles of Alumilite dyes and all that sort of stuff over there. So I picked up one called Ocean Blue because I've got a resin project coming up that I want to try. And I just kept thinking about using it on the yarn and wondered if it would work. So me and Kat experimented with it and it worked. Basically, so Kat made me a hat out of this the yarn that we had dyed, basically, and Claire from Out of the Woods made us a little leather logo and sent it to Kat, and yeah, sewed it on.
But that's not quite. That's not everything that you dyed, though, is it, Jamie? It wasn't just
No,
the
not
yarn.
everything. I kind of got it all over my face and hands as well.
If probably Steve can relate to this because he works a lot with children. Imagine a small child and giving them a pot of glue and pots of paint and glitter, and then leaving them unsupervised for a prolonged period of time. Was basically how Jamie looked after they came down.
Makes for a lot of creative.
So I think the phrase. I think the phrase. Yeah, Jamie actually dyed his beard blue in part, and I think the phrase was gloves. No, we won't need those. It was all over his hands. And, you know, like when you chew a pen and you get it on your hands, and then you wipe your face, and it was like everywhere.
Kat's in the chat. She wants to know if you're going to model it, JP.
It's actually in the other room at the moment. I can go and get it if you want me to.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right, hang on then.
Where are you booking on Polly? So far you gotta go.
So just while Jamie's away, when because obviously Jamie was with us for 2 days, and then we went over to Jamie's for that leg of the road trip, and I didn't even realise this, but Kat was chatting to Claire from Making It Out of the Woods, because she's got one of the little Niji lasers like you've got, Joe, and she's talking about it. And by the time we got back from Jamie's 2 days later, there was this little part you'll see in a second, but the little label that she had made was on the doormat waiting for us. I think Claire must have gone, yeah, I can do that now, did it, and then put it in the post the same day. So it was quite
awesome.
And it does look good, actually, to be fair. It was really good. I'm quite envious of those little Niji lasers, Joe. So
I've got something here that I got to send Claire, actually, that I made.
There you go.
Nice one.
Nice, Jamie.
I'll just click on him, because then...
Yeah, let me click on him. And Jamie, speak, so that way the camera stays on you.
Hello.
Okay, not too much.
Very cool.
Okay, that's weird. Never mind.
I'll stop speaking now.
There's a picture of it on my Instagram at jp_woodwork, not makerscentral.co.uk.
All right, so we've covered Alan, and Alan, it's really good to see you again, my friend. Honestly, I mean that.
Thank you. Yeah, it feels great to be here. I really miss this.
Yeah, and we miss having you here too as well. But what about everybody else? Steve, since you're obviously Alan is our special guest.
What makes me so special?
Very special. You being Canadian.
Not special.
I do.
Not
yes.
special.
No, but, well, he's the special founding member guest. Steve, you would be our other special guest. What have you been up to, my friend?
I've been doing lots, actually. I've been experimenting with. Well, actually, hold on. I'll get it, because I just mentioned it.
Oh God! You got somebody else leaving the room too. All right, anybody in the chat doing
anything?
No,
I'm not. I don't have another one to go to.
We can't seem to keep the people that are here on camera. If anybody in the chat is doing something they think is interesting and would like to talk about it, let's have a conversation.
Back.
All right, never mind.
So, speaking of Claire from Out of the Woods, I made a it's called an inky from a video game. It was on my Instagram. It was a purple inky model for Rebecca de Groot, and sent it off to her. She did a live feed on a game that she plays, and she was playing it live, and I said that'd be cool to make one of those, and I did, and I sent it off to her, and Claire saw it and said she'd like one, so I made her one as well. This guy here.
Wow.
Wow, it looks just like her.
Yeah. And I'm in the middle of making her logo, and he's going to hold her logo just there in front of him. So that's that. I'm also working on this for Dave
Jones?
Portal Woodworks. Yeah, Dave Jones, Portal Woodworks plywood challenge. So I'm in the middle of sanding this and carving a Viking ship.
Okay, so for those people who aren't actually watching and are listening to this as a podcast, that is you're making a Viking ship. That's cool. And what'd you make that out of?
It's all plywood. It's
awesome.
It's 12 mil, whatever that is. What's that? 3/8. Half-inch.
Yeah,
Yeah,
little under
half-inch
half-inch.
ply.
Call it half-inch.
And I've also been playing with pewter. You would have seen that on Instagram as well if you follow me on Instagram. I've been melting down, buying pewter jugs and cups from charity shops, melting them down, and then I made my first cast and turned pewter lid for a wooden vessel that I made the other day. So yeah, lots and lots.
Yeah, you know, I've always wanted to do that because I like the. I like to make them. They're fun to make. If you and Steve on a lathe, I'm sure you're familiar. Turning a wooden tankard on a lathe and then adding a handle to it. But then I've always thought about adding a lid to make it a stein. And I've always thought that the lid should be made out of metal. And pewter sounds like a good idea. So I like that. Cool.
Yeah, you have to be careful with old pewter though. You can get little testing files from hardware shops and stuff. They're like a double chemical that you break and rub it onto the pewter, because the old, we'll say 20s and 30s pewter contained a lot of lead.
Oh, okay.
So you have to be very careful that you don't get the really old stuff. The newer pewter is about, I think it's about 95% tin, and there's copper in there as well. And there's another metal alloy that I can't remember, but it's a lot safer to smelt and work with and turn because you're not messing with lead chemicals and stuff like that. So you have to be very careful. The stuff I had was Irish pewter and it was quite new. So, well, say new, I think it was 70s and 80s.
You can also buy pewter ingots as well, can't you? From the craft places. I mean, that's going to be a more expensive place to get it than a charity shop.
But I mean, I got 12 small pewter cups or jugs. They're like milk jugs. I got 12 of those for €4. So in a charity shop.
I don't want to get too far into this, but I'm honestly intrigued. Steve, what are you using to melt the pewter in, and at what temperature does it actually become molten? Do you know?
Just put it into a saucepan and put it onto a gas stove, and it melts.
Really?
That's it. Yeah,
I didn't realize it was that soft.
It's like very similar to a lead, melting lead. It melts very easily, and it's when you turn it, it's just like turning a hard wood. You can actually cut pewter with a sharp knife.
Huh. I didn't realize it was that soft. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So when you've made something, obviously you got to protect it, because if you knock it, you can get quite a little ding and stuff like that in it. So it's kind of a blessing and a curse that it's soft, because you can be damaged once you've finished it.
You can already hear the cogs go around in Joe's head thinking, what can I make now?
Yeah, and I can hear Joe's mom going, he screwed up another one of my pants in my kitchen.
I thought like pewter is what I edit my videos on and stuff.
Yeah, they don't melt down so easily though.
No, unless it's the new MacBook, and they just melt when you turn them on.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
We are not going down the Apple Windows route.
Oh, I made a sign for Richard as well, but that's old news.
That is old news now, but it is pretty awesome. I have to say that was pretty awesome. Although you missed a day, you said they were going to be out every day, and then you miss day 3 and put.
No, I put all 3 out, but you missed one because you're rubbish.
No, I've seen them all, but it was over a 4-day period, is what I meant.
Oh, whatever.
See, I'm right, and he's back down.
All right, I'm going back to Alan. Alan, how's because
I'm noticing something, Chris. There's 33 people viewing right now. The last episode I was on a week-to-week basis, we averaged 12 to 15 at best. So the audience has doubled since I've been here.
Yeah,
he has got a point. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Alan. Thank you for coming on today. We appreciate it.
And it's just dropped down to 32.
I was thinking maybe it's because I showed up so many people, but nobody knew I was coming, so it couldn't be possible. I thought this podcast was going to die with me, so.
No, you're the reason it's up. So you have to come back more often.
Aren't I arrogant?
Red Smith wants to know Coke or Pepsi.
Coke.
Me, Coke.
Pepsi.
Coke.
Pepsi.
Pepsi.
Coke.
I'm a Pepsi guy.
Pop.
Definitely Pepsi.
Pepsi.
Dr. Pepper.
Coca-Cola Cola.
Coke.
Joe just got sold on that song. Once if ever, if ever, wouldn't you like to be if ever to die? Anyway,
I read that.
Must be an American thing.
Don't lie to me.
Episode number are we on here?
Oh, I'm feeling another edit coming on if I say what I'm thinking. What about cream soda? Do you guys like cream soda?
Yeah.
Mark's cream soda is awesome.
Love cream soda.
I haven't had that for donkey's years. Used to have it in the summer when I was a nipper.
Yeah.
It was part of like the summer holidays, that was.
I never actually had it.
No, throw some
snowballs.
Yeah, throw some vodka in the cream soda and let me know what you think.
Did you just say a nipper?
He did.
As a
What's a
kid.
nipper?
He did.
That's a racial slur in my country.
Yeah.
We're not in your country. Well, actually,
I'm in my country.
You are. Yeah, that would
Don't be racist, please.
You know, I was getting ready to say, Alan, if we said that out loud in our areas, we'd get punched in the fucking face.
Yep.
But that's all right.
You go into Toronto and mention a nipper, you're done.
But please understand, it's a British thing for a small child. Okay, that's what that means.
I thought he meant cold, to be honest with you.
So Alan's the one there smoking a fag, moaning about me saying that about being a child.
Edit.
I'm just totally confused.
You really
You
can't
say that over there either.
Have you seen that video?
A dream of mine.
Oh God.
I'm lost now. I'm totally lost.
You know what?
Thanks for joining us, everyone. It was really.
I just wanted to say hi for one episode.
I just, if I have to rate this on YouTube as needing to be above 18 to watch it, I will. But I'm not editing this because it's just.
We should just do that. We should just make it an 18+ podcast and then just forget about it.
And then forget about it. At least that way we can say what we think, as opposed to trying to skirt our way around it and having
I believe that was my suggestion at episode 0.
Yeah, long moments of dead silence to where we're actually trying to figure out what is politically correct to say before we open our mouths. I think we should. I agree with you, Joe. All right, that's it. That's what we're doing.
Sorted from now on.
So yes, you can talk. Joe can tell us his bird story.
I've not heard the bird story. I'd love to hear it.
I don't think Joe
wing onto your bird.
I don't think Joe wants to tell it, but it was just a funny joke that he mentioned. That whatever. Anyway.
Okay, so I had those of you listening to this who haven't seen my video, this might come as a shock to you, but you'll notice I've got a ton of ridges on my forehead. So if I raise my eyebrows and really prominent and everything, and as you can see, I'll put them back down and it's still there. I had a comment on one of my YouTube videos. Somebody put, just randomly, "You've got 4 seagulls on your head." Right? So I'm like, well, what can I do with this? So I just replied and I put, "So that's why your mom likes bird watching."
You took the high road.
I deleted it. I don't want that attitude on my channel, but he will get the email, so at least he'll get the response.
And hopefully that's not one of our listeners.
I do the exact same thing. I'll put them on blast, but then delete it real quick because I know just I'll see it.
And that may be the best response ever.
Yeah, mine aren't clever at all.
I was telling Joe there was no way in hell I would think about saying that as a reply, but you know what? Yeah, Joe 1, commenter 0. You win that.
I can imagine a lot of Al's replies along the lines of, "Yeah, well, you smell."
Slightly dirtier than that, but pretty much. It looks like a child replied to him.
That's kind of the point of an insult. That it doesn't have to be clever or witty. It's meant to be an insult.
Well, you see, that's why YouTube allows us to have that delete function. For those of us who aren't quite as witty, we can just make you go away. It's like, you know what? I would love to have a witty comment, but I don't have one, so goodbye.
I don't know how true it is, but somebody told me that if you really want to have fun with somebody like that, then just mute them. Because they're not blocked, they can still comment. It's just that when they comment, nobody else sees it but the video creator.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So they think they're making all these big conversational pieces and nobody's seeing them. Literally standing in a room. It's a bit like us in this podcast. You've got a voice, but nobody's actually listening.
Exactly.
Yeah. And if you look over at the chat, you'll notice that is actually the truth because nobody's talking about what we're talking about, which is fine. Oh, they're still talking about the sodas. Okay.
Yeah. Do you remember Tab Clear?
No.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, it's a long conversation about pop going on here.
Yeah, it's like a root beer float. Yeah, Red Smith is talking about making root beer floats over there. I don't know what to tell you.
Root beer is disgusting.
Oh, it's delicious, Joe. Come on.
It's like horrible. Worst thing ever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
well, your forehead looks like there's seagulls on it. Bart's root beer is the best. Screw your forehead.
Oh my life! So we're just going to trade insults for the next 20 minutes.
Iron brew.
Fair play.
Iron brew. I like an iron
Iron
brew.
brew.
Iron
Yeah.
Brew's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
Yeah, we don't have
All right.
One.
All right, explain for those of us who are not familiar. What is Iron Brew?
Iron brew's a wee Scottish soda drink.
Yeah.
It
To put it in perspective, like
Your power.
you can actually bring up a map of like the most popular drinks across the world, and I think like the total map of the globe is Coca-Cola, and then Scotland is just Iron Brew, and that's actually genuine. I thought it was a joke when I saw it, but it's the #1 drink in Scotland.
So that's why
Everywhere
they're
else
able
is
to
just-
throw their rocks so far.
I thought Buckfast was the #1 drink in Scotland.
Yeah, but
Is
that's
it
for
just-
like over fours in Scotland.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. So it's the
Over and
sort of
above.
preschoolers are.
Under 4, it's whiskey.
You know, I don't doubt that. But I'm curious. I mean, what is the spice or what is the flavor of Iron Brew? I mean, if you can get me in the ballpark and help me out.
No, you can't describe the taste.
It's
Sorry.
its own thing, really.
It's bright luminous. Do you guys have Lucozade in the States?
No.
What?
If we do, I'm not familiar with it. Let's put it that way. And I don't want to speak for the entire United States. I'm only one guy. No, I don't know.
I never
So it's
heard of
like-
it up here.
It's like translucent, not non-cloudy, so it's kind of transparent, but it's bright orange, transparent. It's like I
Okay.
don't know. It's difficult. It's like engine oil when
Kind
it's
of
really
like
clean.
battery acid.
Kind of like battery acid.
I think I'll
this-
stick with the Coca-Cola.
I'm reading what it says on Google, and it says on the back of the bottle, Iron Brew lists it as a citrus fruit flavor soft drink.
Is it
There's
so
another
it's citrus?
description of rosy
like
vanilla
Faygo.
fruity flavour.
But it also smells like cream soda.
Okay.
Sharpie's Woodwork has, he's now this in the chat. He says it looks like a bottle of wee. I hadn't thought of that, but yeah, imagine not drinking for at least a good week.
Doesn't
That's-
taste far off either.
Actually, no, I don't know about the fruit, but I mean, I'm not a big fan. Cat's girl, she loves it, but all right, I'm not a big fan of it. So
Yeah.
Okay.
Got Lucozade as well. And that's
yeah,
I don't
they-
like Lucozade.
they do
Yeah.
that.
I like it. It's got to be the original though. Like
yeah.
over here, whenever you was ill, you'd always like drink Lucozade to like make you feel better. It never did anything, but that was just one of those things. It's like chicken soup and a Lucozade when you like got a cold or something.
It's like Calpol.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I'll do, Chris. And also,
So it's kind of a placebo. It's like when you get sick and mom feeds you chicken noodle soup. It doesn't do a damn thing for you, but it has a placebo effect. Okay.
That's
a thought's just occurred to me, Chris. And
I never, you know what? At the beginning of this show, I never thought this conversation we would be here right now. But apparently, this is just where things have gone, folks. Sorry. Anyway, what, Richard?
Well, I think actually the credit's got to go to Pam at Highland Boxes because obviously she's from the Highlands. That's in Scotland. So when we do the road trip leg to Inverness, Pam, if you're still listening, and you haven't been insulted by our Scottish comments, we'll do something whilst we're up there. We'll do some kind of live thing and part of the video, and we'll get some Iron Brew and have it that's there, and then people can at least see it. And
Okay.
Please use champagne glasses.
Can't wait.
Champagne glasses.
Yeah. And then lock arms.
Little finger up.
well, that's how I drink it anyway. A little bit, but anyway.
And,
And then-
sing,
and then-
I'll take
and
the
then-
high road, you take the low road.
Yeah, and then dab your lips with a napkin. Thank you. Oh, wow.
You're all nuts.
Wow. Okay.
Well, sorry for completely wasting your evening, Alan and Steve.
This is my kind of podcast. What are you talking about?
Don't apologise to me. Take your apology and stick it.
Put your stories in a stack, mister.
Apparently, Wayne the Woodturner has said the recipe's changed since the sugar tax.
Oh, don't start me on the sugar tax.
Oh, that's
Sugar
because.
tax.
So
Sorry,
what do you
John.
think about the sugar tax then, Joe?
Are we really gonna go there? I mean, come on, Jamie.
Personally, I'm happy about it because I'm diabetic.
All right. Well, I'm gonna check. I'm gonna try to reel this in because Richard, you're failing.
No.
You want to ask about the sugar tax? We're trying to figure out what people are up to in their shops. Jamie, what are you doing? What's currently going on with you? I know you just recently got a present from a very nice company. You want to talk about that real quick?
Yeah, I got a present. This hat being one. I got a smock, and I got the Easy Wood chuck from Easy Wood Tools.
Jamie, did
And
you get
so,
famous while on the way?
Mr. Jacobson. Yes, I did.
Oh,
Extremely.
I've got an
So,
Easy Wood chuck too.
Mr. Jacobson, I'm coming for you and your time.
Ooh, that's right. Because in case you're not familiar, there has been this people who own an Easy Woodchuck or have been exposed to one. There's been a competition about how quickly they can change the jaws, and it's a four jaw chuck, right?
Steve was the champion for a brief
I
minute.
still am the champion.
No, I guess you kind of no, because I think he actually did it in at an event.
No, he did it in his workshop on my chuck that he's supposed to have sent me. So it's my record.
yeah, that counts.
Anyway, there's been a challenge going on from woodturners about how quickly they could change the jaws on the Easy Wood chuck. Just basically say, and I don't care who has the fastest time. There's nobody that's going to impress me more than Chris Fisher, who did it in under a minute.
48 seconds.
If a blind woodturner can change the jaws on that chuck in under a minute, I'm sorry, that's a cool thing. And I don't know any better way that Easy Wood Tools couldn't capitalize. And they say, this chuck is so cool. Somebody who's physically blind can do it in under a minute.
I mean,
and I think he could have done it in under 30 seconds.
Steve and I witnessed him do it. He had a bit of trouble getting the first jaw out, didn't he? Or was it getting it back in again? I can't remember.
That was. He'd never seen the chuck before. He'd never touched it. He'd never felt it. He never knew how everything slid in. So he just went straight from, right, let me have a go, and bang, straight into it. So to be honest with you, I'd say do it in under 30 seconds.
He could easily do it in under 30.
Yeah.
With a bit of practice. Which
is amazing, because I don't mind telling, because I have a Nova G3 chuck, and I can guarantee you it takes me longer than 48 seconds to change the jaws on that chuck out, because I have to undo the Allen screws, and there's the 2, 4, 6, 8 of them that I have to undo and then screw back in. So yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And Jamie, that chuck is now, if I remember correctly, because this was I don't know, maybe a month ago, that chuck just became available to buy in the UK. Is that kind of the deal?
Yeah. It's over on Amazon at the moment. There's actually links in the description of my latest videos now. I don't know if YouTube would have automatically updated the rest of my videos since I've updated my description as automated description and all that sort of stuff. But all my wood turning videos and things like that now will have the links to the Amazon Easy Wood Tools, because there's actually a fake Easy Wood Tools on Amazon as well that are selling the Easy Wood Tools products for like double, if not triple, the price.
A fake one?
Yeah, there's somebody else that set up a store on Amazon UK called Easy Wood Tools, and they're actually selling Easy Wood Tools products.
Isn't that illegal?
So,
well, presumably that'd be fairly simple for Easy Wood Tools to trace, because they'll know who's got access to buying them wholesale. Or
I don't know where they're getting them from.
Isn't there some rule that because they were on Amazon first?
Yeah, I don't know where they're getting them from.
Because they jumped onto Amazon quick before Easy Wood did, I think, but I'm not sure.
Yeah,
because they had their chocks available, or their chocks, but they had the Easy Wood chock available before Easy Wood did.
So yeah, so if anyone is planning on buying any Easy Wood product, just make sure you are getting it from the right people. Otherwise, you could end up paying a hell of a lot more than what you plan on doing.
You might not necessarily get an Easy chuck either.
So yeah, you might not actually get the product if you gave to the wrong people.
Well, since you say that, I mean, let's give people a heads up on what should they be paying. I mean, a generalization, Jimmy. What is that chuck supposed to cost?
You know what? I'm not entirely sure. Let me go and have a quick look. So,
Just not on Amazon.
not on Amazon.
Just blurt out the first price you see.
But I mean, presumably, just while you're looking for that, then if you're looking to buy something specific, or even just something generic like a saw or a turning tool, then you do your own due diligence as to where you can get it from for the cheapest anyway. You'd think, wouldn't you?
Yeah, obviously,
I mean, I just assumed that when you go on to places like Amazon and eBay and that, because I don't know, let's say for example you put in DeWalt table saw, and there's people selling them for about the same price as everyone else, and then there's one guy that's got one on there for $2,000. Generally, they put the price up to some ridiculously high level so that the listing stays current in the shop, but nobody buys it. So it's generally because they haven't actually got any stock and they're waiting for more, and the price is the price because no one will buy it. And then when they get stock back in, they drop the price back down, but they keep all the number that they've sold, so it doesn't look like they've only sold 2, even though the previous stock shipment was 20 or whatever.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Claire has a really important question there. I just noticed it in the chat. She said, how many balls of wool did it take to make the hat for Jamie's massive noggin?
just the one.
Oh, just the one sheep. It took an entire sheep.
It was a 4 kilo ball of yarn, though.
Yeah.
I didn't actually know this until I met Kat. Balls of wool or yarn or whatever you want to call it, they come in different sizes. So some are done in lengths, so X hundreds of yards or meters, and some are done by weight. So you can get like the massive, like if you go into Hobbycraft or like our version of Hobby Lobby, you get these enormous balls of yarn that are about the size of a human head. But then Kat also gets them from a supplier, and they can be like little mini ones that are only about 5 meters worth of yarn. So you use loads of different ones to make like multicolored stuff. So it's a bit like saying how long is that plank of wood.
I want to know where they have the multicolored sheep.
And are they discriminated against?
Yeah, because it's only the black and white sheep that are allowed out in public, but these coloured ones, multicolored ones, are all kept away. Like, that's not fair.
No, they're just trying to make a statement, Steve. That's like, we're rainbow people. We're going to make a statement. Or you can go to Nobody Cares BFI Iowa in the United States and go visit the largest ball of yarn.
So if any of our viewers are affected by the multi-sheep scandal, then email us at nobodycares@makersinternationalpodcast.com.
Especially if you're Welsh. Mike Walt.
Oh God. We may just have to delete this episode just because several images have been tarnished throughout this.
I think so.
Oh my God.
This is the lost episode.
Is that lost or last?
Both.
I think hidden's the proper word. Anyway, all right.
Just in case if anyone was wondering, if we take the mickey out of you on this show, you've made it.
Yeah, we're just kidding.
You've made it. That is it. That is you.
It's kind of like me with a photo editing. You made it.
But the answer to the question is yes. One sheep had to freeze for the winter to make Jamie's hat because it took an entire sheep. And there was, people that, well, never mind. I'm not
Kat just said.
But don't worry, it didn't suffer. It went to the slaughterhouse straight after.
No, it didn't suffer. It just went and died right after. It's like, no, it didn't suffer. All it did was go die. Like, okay, thank you. Wow.
Kat just said that she can make something with what's left to the highest bidder. All proceeds can go to the Make It Happen road trip. Start bidding, people.
There you go. Well, so if you want some of the yarn, that is now wrapping Jamie's massive noggin, according to our friend. According to our friend, then you know what? There you go. How about rather than wrapping your head with the yarn, ask Kat to go ahead and knit you up some undergarments, and then you can be wearing it. And that way,
I can wear it live on the show.
You can say Jamie is currently keeping me warm.
First bid from Dave the Woodbarber's bid £10 for a pair of woolen undergarments.
That didn't take long.
There's no way there's enough wool for a pair of undergarments for Dave the Woodbarber.
Maybe Dave wants a thong.
Dave, but if it gets wet and the dye runs, we don't want your complaints. It's like, if you look like Superman for the from your midsection down, then that's not our problem.
It's not our fault if you end up looking like a Smurf.
To be fair, though, that yarn didn't run at all. There was loads came out during the dyeing process, but after that, there's zero run. So you could have a pair of a thong, and you'd be safe. It'd be fine.
Oh God.
There might be. She's saying there might be enough for a mankini.
Mankini.
Now there's a thought.
Please do not take photos. Just honestly. Well, you know what? If you want to, go ahead and post them to Instagram. That way.
Oh, in that case, if there's enough for a mankini, I'd bid £12.
Then we've got to have you on as an official guest, and we want you to prove it.
Drop my stuff in the mankini, no problem.
So I've been watching Carl Jacobson this week. And, as you can see,
before we quickly get to that, I want to quickly screen share going back to the Easy Woodchuck.
And the people on SoundCloud and iTunes will love you for this.
Yeah, I know, but they can listen to what I was saying. I've got the links in my description. So this is the fake one on Amazon UK, right? So as you can see there, but as you can also see there, it says £807.12 for the Easy Chuck, which you're looking at about $1,200 for just a chuck.
That's crazy.
And the standard set of jaws. But you go to the official one, you're talking $338.99,
which is about $400 US. So that makes sense. Okay, that sounds about right.
Okay, and that's obviously still comes with the inside part and the standard set of jaws, as well as obviously the pin release and the chuck key and all that sort of stuff.
So awesome. Is there just looking back on that? Just hang on, let's go back to you, Jamie, just for 1 second, because I'm interested in how so I clicked on you. So that's being sold by Easy Wood Tools, isn't it?
How to tell the difference is it says sold by Easy Wood Tools and fulfilled by Amazon. That's how you know it's actually Easy Wood Tools.
Right. So then if you go back to the other one, who's that fulfilled by?
It doesn't say it.
It's also the official one is supported by Amazon Prime, so you can get it through Prime delivery.
Yeah,
and it also shows that it's like the top suggestion for Easy Wood Tools by Amazon kind of thing. Obviously the price is the best thing to go by also, but if I'm struggling, I'm sure you could reach out to somebody who's in the know with wood turning. Is this legit? Do you think this is
again? I've got all the links to the Easy Wood store, not just the chuck itself, but the actual store in my video description links. So that will take you straight there. I mean, unless you want any other help, then you could just message me, and if I don't know, then I'm sure I can find somebody else that will know the answer.
Cool. Just Claire's just asked in the chat, actually, are they actually fake chucks, or are they?
No. I think that they're genuinely the real chucks, but they're selling them for a hell of a lot more price than what they're actually, obviously, what they should be sold for.
And there's a lot of places on Amazon that do that. They'll take they'll go out and actually physically buy it themselves for, in this case, 338 pounds, and they'll turn around and sell it because there are stupid people out there that will go, oh yeah, I really want that, and so it's £800, I'll pay for it, and then they make a ton of money. I mean, whatever. If you're not bright enough to figure out that you can buy one for 330 as opposed to 800, and you wouldn't go buy the 800 one, well, then you really didn't need that money anyway, because you're just too dumb to have it. It's like a little shopping may help, folks. That's all I'm saying.
Don't hold back, Chris. Say it as it is.
Well, that's what I was saying about people doing their due diligence. But if you end up in that scenario, and then effectively you don't even need to, you could sell anything just at a higher price. And then when somebody buys it off you, you go and find it for a cheaper price, and then tell the person you're buying it from that you want it shipped to the person who just bought it off you. You never have to have any stock of anything. You just take the
take the money and run, as the saying goes.
There's a lot of businesses that actually do that. So like they'll look at supermarkets where they can regularly buy products at discounted rates and sell them on Amazon for like £1, £2, £3 profit, and by selling in bulk, like they never have an in between. They just order from the shop with the customer's address, and it just goes through, and they just take the profit.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like wave cycles. Just mentioned in the comments. There's loads of people doing this, but it boils down to perceived value. You think because you're paying a massively extra inflated price, you're getting a better thing.
Yep.
Which gets into a whole lot of other stuff that we don't have time for. So I've been watching Carl Jacobson. He turned a hybrid resin and aluminum turned lidded box. I mean, I'm sure Steve probably saw it, but he got a blank from Zach Higgins that was casted with resin and aluminite and an aluminum honeycomb pieces. And I just thought it turned out really cool. So I just want to make sure I gave Carl some love today.
It looked like a fish.
It was actually pretty cool. I mean, I don't want to give the video away, so go check it out. Check it out on YouTube if you want to. I think it was called Hybrid Resin and Aluminum, something turned lidded box or something that Carl put out. But
it looked like he cast Nemo.
Yeah, there you go. Anyway, so it was awesome. So, Carl, you have my love this week.
Awesome. What about you, Joe? Have you been watching anything? Or because you've been busy this week, I know. So.
Yeah, I've had a trip to London this weekend. I've never been before, so that's literally all I've done. I haven't been online or anything. I've phone off, concentrating on the sites and stuff.
Wait a minute, wait, Joe, hold on a second. Where do you live in the UK, right?
Yeah.
You've never been to London. This is your first trip to London.
Yeah, there's loads of places in the UK I've never been.
Never been to Toronto.
Joe, you need to get out more. That's all I'm going to say. Either train fare is way too expensive in the UK, or just Joe needs to travel.
Yeah, to be fair, it is really expensive, actually.
I know. I took a first class train on. It's Virgin, isn't it? Is it Virgin that runs the trains there?
Yeah. Well, yeah. There's loads, but Virgin, yeah.
Yeah, I took a first class trip from London to Birmingham on the London train, and that cost a pretty penny. I don't mind telling you, but I was just so sick of traveling. I wanted to kick back and relax. It was like I didn't care. So yeah, I was the sucker. Anyway.
Definitely, I was the sucker there. You should have just got a standard class ticket and gone and sat in first class where everyone else does.
No, that's not. I'm not doing that. But anyway, Joe, that just surprised me. I'm sorry. Anyway, sorry, Richard.
No, that's fine. Well, my shout out this week is going to be Paul Wilmore. Paul listens to the show fairly regularly. He's usually in the chat, and he's been following me along with my channel since fairly early on. And I met him at Make Essential. He's a fantastic guy. He doesn't put out the most regular videos, and he hasn't got the biggest channel, but he's got one of the biggest hearts of the people I've met in person or online. So I think he is long overdue a shout out from us. So head over to Paul Wilmore's World of Wood. I think he's sitting at about 1,100-ish subscribers.
We could do better than that.
Definitely needs more love than that because he's a top bloke. As is his other half. He's got a lovely wife as well. A really nice couple. So go and give them some love, and hopefully we'll see them at Make Essential next year as well.
Definitely. I believe they am. I think it's all sorted for him to come, so can't wait to see him again.
Yep.
Yeah, it'll be good stuff. Jamie, who are you shouting at this week?
I am going to give a shout out to a channel called Fisher's Shop. He made a golf putting green with an automatic ball return system. And not only that, but he made a lift which raises the balls back up to the platform. And one of the best bits about this thing is you can also it's built like walls that are a little bit higher than the actual green, so you can actually add obstacles to it as well. So yeah, it's a pretty good little project. He kind of put it down in his basement. So him and his boy were playing it, and he was putting scenes in it. Like he was like, there was bloopers at the end of the video, and he's like Happy Gilmore, and you're too good for your home and all that sort of stuff. shouting at the hole and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, Fisher's Shop.
Awesome. We kind of left Steve and Alan till the end because I just assumed that you maybe wouldn't have a shout out and that you'd take the opportunity to quickly try and cobble something together. So I've got my fingers crossed. Am I going to be disappointed?
Yes.
No, well, I kind of guessed. I guessed that you would be asking, but it's a no-brainer for me. Make It Soph did an absolutely awesome video. I haven't watched a lot of YouTube the last couple of weeks because I'm off work at the moment. I'm spending time with family and stuff and in the shop as well. But
you only watch YouTube when you're at work?
Yeah. No, I've just got more time for me, Richard. Yeah, Make It Soph did a first birthday video for the Fools with Tools podcast crew. And she made 3 little, I think they were milliput figurines of each of the lads. And she also got, I don't know how many makers, a lot of makers to say happy birthday. And she put this little collaboration video together, and it was absolutely awesome. So well done on that one. So
yeah, awesome. Do you know what? I think it says an awful lot about the individual doing the video when they put out a post that says, you know, I'm going to be doing this video, who wants to get in, and they get that many people sign up for it. It's not obviously just for the Fools with Tools, but people to respond to Soph. So you know, exactly. the 2 groups there, how kind of key they are in the community. That's just
I only did it for Soph. Like, I wasn't bothered about the podcast. It was just like Soph. So
yeah, I mean, I'd never watched or listened to it.
Yeah, I didn't even know until it was a birthday thing that they did a podcast. It existed.
I mean, who is Steve anyway?
So, needless to say, can you sense there's a little jealousy in this room at the moment? I mean, it's like, wow, guys. I mean, come on, calm down. That's awesome. So,
it's not like they've got their 100th episode coming up in a couple of weeks.
They do. There's no way they have 100 episodes behind them. We are. I mean, what is this? This is episode like what 245 of ours. So we've got in
about
7
2 weeks.
In 7 episodes, in like a month and a half, we're going to be doing our 100th. So there's no way they're doing their 100th.
What happens at 100?
We got our 100th episode in about 4 weeks.
Yeah. Okay. So we got the Makers International 100th, dude. And and before anybody asks, no, we don't have a clue. I mean, we
do have a clue what's happening on the 100th.
Oh, we do? Well, then you might want to fill me in later because we'll have to find that out.
I think we've had that discussion, Chris.
No, we have not, and we're not doing it.
Yes, we have.
And no, and then you know what? I can already feel the cold coming on. I won't be available for that episode because we're just not going to ever do that. We're not. I'm sorry, guys. We're not ever going to do that. Anyway, Richard, could you please wrap this up so we can argue off camera and I can talk profanely to these people?
Maybe we can just have a. Well, we could get our audience to chip in and see what they think. We'll leave it up to the vote, and it's fair then, isn't it? So.
It could be
Chris
fair.
is like, no, that's not fair. I'm not.
But guess what? The world's not fair. So I don't care what you think is fair. It's still not going to happen.
I think it should definitely include bungee jumping and slime.
Now, see what? I would do that. I would do that.
That's embarrassing.
We'll sort something out. Probably. We'll do an episode. It probably won't be any better than anything else we've done, but we haven't exactly got a high bar to sort of reach for, really, have we? Particularly after this week. So,
actually, we've been quite successful at not making that high bar, so it's awesome.
Aim low and land lower. That's our motto.
Parental advisory episode.
We should make that into a t-shirt. Rarely achieved.
No, it's like expectations low, surprise could be very high. Because someday we may surprise the hell out of you. Anyway.
Awesome. Alan, it has been awesome having you back on, even if it was just kind of once in a blue moon. Hopefully you can be popping on a bit more regularly with your work commitments allow.
I don't want to make any promises, but things have changed quite a lot recently, and we're doing a lot better over here, and I do hope I can be on a lot more in the very near future.
That would be awesome.
Great.
That would be great. Thank you very much for having me. That was a great show.
And that's from the heart, Alan. I mean, seriously, we miss you, brother. We do.
Oh, I thank you very much. And I miss doing it. This feels quite special.
Awesome.
Wicked. And obviously Steve as well. Thanks for coming on, particularly at the short notice. I think it was about 2 minutes.
It's always a pleasure.
Always a chore, never a pleasure. As they say. Well, a big thank you to both of you, and also to the currently 31 people that are watching us live, and obviously everyone that is over there in the chat. Chris, when we finish this, can you put this to unlisted rather than private, so that I can just run through the comments, because there were people asking me questions and things for messages and stuff, and I've totally lost track of it now. I can't think for the life of me why.
It's going to be 45 minutes before I'm even able to do that, Richard, so you'll have plenty of time.
Wicked. And just very quickly before I do close it down for tonight, if anyone has bought or ordered sticker packs for the road trip, they have all gone out to people that have ordered. So you should now, either if you haven't got them now, they'll be on their way Monday or Tuesday, but everything that's been ordered has been sent out. If you go on eBay and put in Make It Happen Road Trip, all one word, that will go to the listing. And obviously the t-shirts have got, I think, 2 days left. They're definitely going to go to print. We've had, I think, 11 orders, which is fantastic, because you guys are supporting everyone that's on the legs and all the rest of it. So, you know, we've just had payday, end of the month. If you can do, if you can't, there's more important things in life than a t-shirt. So thanks to everyone that has listened. If you're not still listening, then we'll say what we like about you as always. And until next week, we'll try and come up with something better than this. So you take care.
Have a great week, everybody.
See you next week.
Have a week.
Ta-da.